Okay.
Hello,
All right.
everybody. This still says BoozeBash 12, but that's all right.
We love
Love it
BoozeBash
on it.
12.
We are live. Hello, guys. Is there
Hey,
anyone out there? Where
invite
are
me
the
to the
BoozeBash
game.
viewers? Please say something. I
Invite
don't
me
have
to
to.
the game.
Yeah, invite me too,
I'm
please.
not invited to the game yet either.
What?
I haven't announced it yet either.
And say if you post a link in the
Invite
announcements
to game.
channel, it'll probably get some attention.
Yeah, I'm about to. I just was turning the stream on. I'm sure people are already in here because they have like notifications on and stuff. Maddie has to move down before you. Alright, you could join now.
There we go.
Alright, time to announce. Add everyone. Yes. Let me make sure I type this right. Oh god. Alright, we're in. Everything's good.
Alrighty.
We're ready. It does say Booze Bash 12, but we're living in the past. We got people coming in. What the fuck happened? I don't know what you mean. Oh, I have to log in.
Where's my points?
Boop, boop, boo, doo, doo, doo. Right. I think we're good. People are here. I got refunded instead of 40K. Refunded for what? Prediction. Um, the last prediction has a winner. So, oh, who win two? That might be game two. Unlucky. I'm not sure who was running that shit last time, man. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I was in the game. It's amateur hour. This tournament. We got
It's not like
people.
it's the 13th one, but you
All
know.
right. I gotta go do some modding really quick. So I gotta deafen and mute really because just 1 second. Be right back. All right, we're back. Modding done. Lesbians regret. Hell yeah. Funny story about lesbians. One time when I was at work, this girl, I thought she was hitting on me. And I was into it, I was flirting back, and it turned out that she was a lesbian. She brought a girlfriend over who was like, this is my girlfriend. I'm like, oh, Whoops.
Ooh.
Misread that situation.
It do be
Dang.
like that sometimes.
When?
Nope, I'm not falling for it.
Just do
Too
it for
bad,
the
Maddie.
stream. Do it for the
Alright,
stream.
yeah, it was back in 2015.
Dang, that was a while ago.
Shut up, I hate you. Alright, so we're here. We're waiting for the game to start. Or not the game, the draft. We've got the Void and Ionia. Maddie's here on the cast with me. Tay's here on the cast with me.
Hello.
We are going to be shuffling the casting around. I'm opping, but I'm eating as well. So Tay and Maddie are going to be the casters for game 1. Then Maddie's going to eat in game 2. And then Tay never gets to eat.
I'm more intelligent than these two, so I ate beforehand.
He was smart. He was smart. But we're just waiting for the
Well,
game to start.
some
We
of
got-
us knew we were gonna cast.
Yeah, I was.
I
seeing
knew
it.
35 minutes in advance, and that's how much time it took me to put together and eat food.
I actually I was talking to Maddie about potentially casting because we were approaching 12, and then you specifically typed something as soon as I was about to ask him, and I'm like, oh, now we don't have to cast. Thank you for the sub. Extra cup of Joe. Cup of Joe. He's playing in the game. You're gonna have to turn the stream off soon, buddy. No cheaters. Not that our analysis will be of any value to the great players in the Arcane bracket.
I don't know. Zach's on one of those teams.
That's true. That's true. Zach, I think, is on the Void, right? Yeah, Purple
Yeah, he
Gang.
is.
Hashtag Purple Gang.
Hashtag purple gang.
So we've
Where's
got
my hashtag think gang
we
at?
got another sub. Thank you, Library 11, coming in with the sub. Appreciate that. My nose is a little stuffy, so sorry if I'm sniffling a lot, guys. Ready for the Joppy carry, the Joe Poppy? Hell yeah. They are going to be getting into draft soon.
Droppy.
Eventually, they're still waiting on player to join. Oh yeah, there we go. Another sub, D8 IOPO. Is there a way to say that, by the way, other than just saying the letters and the
I've only seen him referred to as D8, but I don't know.
D8? Gotcha.
Date Iopo.
They're getting into bands. Do you guys have the link? I sent it to Aiden, but then he's the only one not here.
I'm watching the stream.
Okay, so you're doing
Yeah,
it.
I am as well.
I'll just
I'm
send you
watching
the link,
the
too.
stream on Twitch. Oh, draft. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Alrighty. Spicy bands. I see we're banning out the brand and the Winbros.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the Yone, the Yasuo challenger player on Ionia. Stars Align, now called Stand the Rain. He is a fantastic Yone and Yasuo player. Just
As
a
the
very good
challenger
player in
playing
general.
Yasuo.
But say that again?
Has hit challenger playing Yasuo.
Yes.
Make of that what you will. Brand is extremely good this patch with the new Blackfire Torch and has become one of the best champions in the game at the moment.
Yeah, that item seems a little overpowered, especially I think it's because they stack it with Leandries and it just goes crazy.
Yeah.
Karthus,
It also does bonus damage to jungle camps, so Brand jungle has become very, very powerful this patch.
yeah, Karthus is also super strong right now. 56% win rate or something last I checked.
As
It
this
might have
blend.
settled down since it's day 2 of the patch, but
Stars Line pulling 3 bans, the Yasuo, Yone, Zed.
they just got
Whereas
rid of
the
all of
cards-
us. Okay.
Interesting
I was wondering what they
Jin
were going to
ban.
do.
Who is this Jin for?
Zach.
Stars Line's a bit of a monster on one of those champs, though.
Is Zach a Jin player?
Yeah, I know Zach plays Jin a lot. Yeah, so Jin must be strong too if they're banning it.
Jin is very strong right now.
They get rid of the Jinx as well, who's also still strong. Stars Align. Stan the Rain is now his name, I think, right? Stan.
Yeah, stand
This is business as usual for him, drawing 3 bans every single time. I feel so bad for him. He comes in, he just
a
wants to
little
play.
relatable, man. A little relatable.
Yeah, Tay is also an avid ban enjoyer.
We're allowed to play the champs I want to play.
Yeah, it's funny because they have a player on their team who's a super sick Cassante player, but he's only playing he's not only playing AD carry, but he made it known that he wants to play AD carry. So he's not even like pulling Cassante bans because he's like he wants to play AD carry, so it's kind of sad.
That is a Zeri pick though. For I'm
ADC
assuming that's
Sante.
back on his Zeri.
The Nautilus coming through. Draven is the answer. So as you're talking about the bans, Way2K gets Jarvan. Way2K is on Ionia. That's one of his best champions.
Raven Leona. Ooh-wee.
Let's run down the rosters, I guess. Karthus coming in. So you're gonna Karthus jungle. Which is a
Yeah,
strong
speaking
pick.
of champions that are really good with the new Blackfire Torch, as you were saying.
Yeah. Ionia has the captain is Stand the Rain / Stars Align. Way2K. Who else? Prophet. I'm gonna say Prophet a lot during the game. I know
Yes.
I am, but it is Prophet, I think. And then Your Cup of Joe and Stop 'em. I think that's how you say it. But I always say C-Top XAM because I'm stupid.
AKA Dennis.
Yes. Denny, I think in the actual
Yes.
Discord name. The Void has Zach. They've got Basmer. They've got CGL RCI. Zach and CGL RCI coming off back-to-back wins. Or not back-to-back wins, but they won last tournament. Back-to-back finals appearances, though. Who else is on that team? Charlotte, I think is how you say it. And then Flang.
Tropical. Yeah.
Yeah, Tropical is the name. But now he goes by. Now his name is Charlotte. It looks like it says Charlotte.
Yeah. Spelled rather interestingly, but yeah, it should pronounce Charlotte.
It's like when Jackie had Queen Fox. It was like
Yeah, the Queen Fox.
Fakusu. More bands coming across. They do get the Poppy out for Joe, who didn't pick in the first three, which is normal for top laners. But they get rid of Silas as well, which is something that Stars Align has been playing a lot of as well. Shen coming out for Basmer and Hui coming out. I'm not sure actually who's going to go mid lane. Oh, CGL RCI, yeah. So CGL plays a lot of Hui as well.
Yes, he does. Made quite the showing of it last time, I think. And naturally, Joe's not allowed to have his Poppy. Mundo also a
is
pretty
the
decent
blind pick.
champion this patch with the new Overlord's Bloodmail.
Who is?
Mundo.
What does it do? So I haven't read any of the patch notes. So you're a stats guy. You're a numbers
So,
guy.
Overlord's Bloodmail gives you... It's a tank item that gives you HP and AD, and gives you bonus AD scaling with your HP. So... It's extremely good on Mundo, who already has good AD and HP scalings, and gets more AD the lower he gets, on top of being also good on other champions that can stack HP, like Sion.
Oh, no pick. Alright, -1 win.
What did they say the pick was?
Lissandra.
Sandra.
So that blank pick is Lissandra. That's going to be the blind pick into mid lane.
A lot of lockdown initiation. That's a very hard, just like go in team. Rocking a Jarvan, Leona, Lissandra for Engage and the Blood Brothers. Here's fight for second best ADC in Arcane.
All right. Talk to me, Maddie.
And there's the Swain.
Is
Black
it a
Fire
Swain
Torch
game, Maddie?
abuser.
Is it a Swain game?
It's a pretty good Swain game. There's
Very
a lot
good
of
Swain game.
low range, especially
Low range, slow damage chunkies that Swain just wants to drain tank off of. Time for some Black Fire Torch abuse.
All right, so I'm going to start the prediction. Taking a look at the teams. Talk to me, chat with your predictions, and talk to me, casters here. Who do you favor in this?
I feel like the Void has the edge because they have more Blackfire Torch users, I'm being entirely honest. But Ionia has a very scary comp to try and get your carries to survive. And both Zeri and Karthus are extremely vulnerable to getting dove. Like, Zeri can kind of work around a Jarvan, but getting away from a Leona and a Lissandra will prove rather difficult. And it will come down to, I think, who wins the top lane matchup a bit as well. Because Darius with the lead will absolutely eat through Mundo over and over and over again. But if Darius ever falls behind, Mundo will never be in kill range again.
Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, you're right. Swain is very good against Ionia's comp. Darius needs time to stack up his passive. Draven, unless he's very fed, isn't going to delete a Swain very fast. And generally speaking, Draven isn't going to be building pure damage anyway, which gives Swain a lot of room to just sort of drain tank people. And that makes him a force to be reckoned with in team fights, especially because those champions don't have particularly effective ways of getting out of a fight once they've gotten in.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna have to rely like pretty heavily on Leona and Draven landing like the little knockback to like actually run out of this Swain ultimate to try to like let it time out.
That, or they have to get ahead enough that they can just focus on the Swain and kill him through his ult.
Blue last pick was Lysandra.
Yeah. It offers them some very much needed magic damage and a bunch more CC. And more importantly, point and click CC, the kind that's much more difficult for Zeri to evade.
Seems you left your Brave pants at home. Want me to wait while you go get them?
So they're gonna be playing game 2. They're gonna have to play on a different patch.
Micropatch one, really? Oh, what's the nerf?
So I go.
Is that something we should tell the teams in the middle of their game? Probably after
probably
game 1, we should probably tell them, or is that like kind of like something that's like it's on them to know?
I think we could bother to inform them. It's a pretty heavy nerf. It's a pretty chunky nerf.
Yeah, let me look at it. Looks like they're buffing Corki too, which
Raven's also getting nerfed.
I've been seeing like some like Emax like lethality Corki from Steve, and he's been like shitting on people. So I don't know if Corki needed him much, but the win rate suggests he does. But I think it's like people just like building Essence Reaver, which doesn't seem like a very good item right now.
It's not. It's bad enough that it's getting buffed instead micro patch.
Draven also getting nerfed. They just got a bunch of things getting nerfed right now. Essence Reaver getting buffed.
And the Blackfire Torch nerf is actually pretty heavy.
Oh yeah,
As a
15
Ashes goes into it.
flat damage, 3% AP. Jeez.
Yeah, so it's losing a quarter of its base damage, and no, it's just straight up losing 25% of its damage.
Zeal also getting nerfed. Has it been like the
Yeah.
build BF sword, buy Zeal, then finish the BF sword item?
No,
meta again?
the AD carry meta right now has been buy an Infinity Edge and then stack 3 Zeals to get to like 80 or 100% crit with an
jeez.
Infinity Edge. And I assume that's what the Zeal's aiming to nerf, is to make it less viable to... It's possible we see Zach do it this game, honestly. To buy an Infinity Edge first and then just stack 3 Zeals. And that gets you to very high critical strike chance. It's currently 20, yeah, so like 20, 20, 20, and then 25 from the IE gets you to like 85% crit chance with an Infinity Edge. Which is extremely potent right now. Especially because Infinity Edge is back to its old stats, which were very strong.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for the bot matchup. One of like the things that you can do when you sign up is like put comments for captains and froth it, but I'm a better 80 carry than Zach. So that's
Okay. Well, let's see if let's see if it happens.
gonna be fun to see it play out. He's got a master player. I think he was master at the end of the season. I think, right? Stop him.
Kind of depends on the day. Dennis bounces between like D3 and masters. But yeah, I would say he's at least roughly a master tier support.
His dedication to playing the game is insane.
Mm-hmm.
You could like,
And the guy's really good at support.
I respect it. Liking this game enough to want to play that much.
His Leona and Rakan go crazy. So he's definitely on one of his very comfortable supports. The guy knows how to play initiators.
Initiators. We're playing Valorant?
Yes. There's two
Sweet.
types of tanks, my guy. There's peel tanks and initiation tanks. Or vanguards and wardens, as Riot calls them.
For all the Valorant enjoyers out there, I'm gonna brag about this till the end of my time. I got a shop with the Prelude to Chaos Vandal and the Kuronami Vandal, all on the same day. It was sick. Two best Vandal skins in the game.
Wait, when, Grant?
You wouldn't get it, Makoto. You're just a Marvel Snap player. We got about 50 seconds left until the spectator delay is over, and then I can finally like start eating and let Maddie and Tay take over. I guess I could have just been doing that this whole time, but
You can start now if
it's
you
fun
want.
to
There's not
talk.
much more to say, I think, for the next 30 seconds.
All right, someone sing a song for us, guys. Where was the entertainment?
I'm assuming. Go for it, Maddie.
All right, someone give me a song. Oh, never mind. Game starting. Don't
Kick
give
us
me a
off
song.
with the Star Spangled Banner.
You know, I would have if the mods accepted my offer.
California Girls, Maddie. Get it.
I can't. The game is starting. I have to save my voice for the game.
The game is about to load in. Gonna transition over here.
Ooh, Ignite Lysandra. Draven's running Conquer, because Tempo is no longer in the game. Wayne's running Conquer, which is not unusual, but certainly an interesting choice.
Lots of pings.
Indeed.
Too many pings. Some
Joe
might say.
Joe didn't buy items.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Hopefully he'll notice that.
He might not. We'll find out. The Nautilus team obviously doing an invade because Nautilus is good at invading with that hook of his, but he's gonna walk over a ward, so blue team's gonna know he's coming, and they're all stacked up in a bush. They're gonna move. They're gonna relocate themselves to try and intercept this invade and see if they can get an early kill. Karthus is gonna pop a Q in the bush though and see them over the wall, so their trap will be sprung before they walk into it. Karthus is losing a lot of HP here though. He might be in a bit of a fishy spot to get out. They're fishing for a kill. Darius flashes in. The fight begins in earnest. And a lot of flashes get blown. Karthus goes down. The fight continues a little bit. Looks like Ionia might go down. Exhaust is used. More flashes are used. Ignites. Draven flashes in to finish off another kill. Draven dropping his flag. The attack speed buff doing a lot of work. As Draven finishes off another kill in that Lysandra passive, enabling them to run down more and more targets. Yeah, you don't take level 1 invades against the Lysandra. If somebody dies, it tends to cascade pretty hard. And Draven gets to start the game up 2 kills and 2 assists, as does the Jarvan. They did blow, I think, every single flash in the game except Swain. So CGL is the only one who kept the flash. Everybody else used theirs.
it's
Yeah.
definitely not what you want to see for purple gang, but we're pink gang, so
Is it too late to change my prediction? Yeah, sorry, Chief. That's why it's called a prediction and not a reaction.
dang.
Draven with a heavy gold lead now.
I
See what he does
imagine
with
he's
it.
Draven's trying to push this wave and back so he could actually
Yep.
use some of that gold.
Gold
Have
lead
you seen
doesn't
the
matter
gold
until you
again?
spent it. I actually don't know. Could be a way to do that. If anybody does know, please tell us.
Please help me.
Jarvan gets a kill mid lane, a gank on the Swain, who is now flashless. He ganks the one lane that had flash, blows it, and kills him anyway. Truly, way 2k jungling. He has no CS, but he is currently clearing. Karthus already moving through his clear much quicker. Darius has no farm. Oh, the wave is pushing into him. Looks like a play might be happening bot side as Draven approaches for a potential gank. Draven, however, found the chance to take his recall and bought a Vamp Scepter and Boots with his gold from the early kills. Will make it very difficult for him to get poked out. Leona holds the wave in front of the tower, and the opposing bot lane chooses to take a recall. Lissandra has spent her early gold on Amp Tome and Boots as well, in an attempt to snowball that lead. Darvin's already rocking several long swords over the Karthus. And Darius is taking some pretty heavy trades in his favor, stacking up that bleed on Mundo. Karthus ganks top to bail him out. The bleed does finish stacking though, and it looks like Mundo will bleed out. Darius resets and gets his passive bleed on the Karthus, who's also going to die. If he can evade enough Qs, he might even
Put the
live.
shoes on.
You got the zoomies. And he's out of there. Picks up a 1v2 on the Mundo and Karthus with a stacked passive. And gets double buffs and a couple of kills for his trouble. Plays happening bot lane as Zeri gets potentially pressured here as Jarvan shows up behind her. Dodges the Leona engage, but walks up again and is now caught in Jarvan's range. Zeri gets out, but Nautilus is forced to die for his mistake, and Draven gets the cash out for it. 140 gold on those stacks. Those axes are going to start to hurt a lot. Lissandra's down here. Face checks the ward because Karthus is down here covering the dive. The dive might happen anyway at 4v2. Karthus gets engaged on and is going to die again. The Lissandra passive actually doesn't trigger until Karthus passive expires, so it's going to trigger here shortly and then show up right on top of the Zeri. Oh, never mind. Lissandra's too far.
Oh, you're a liar.
I am a liar. Correct. Nautilus hooks and lands the hook on the Zeri. Or on Leona, sorry. Leona's going to potentially go down. A very good exhaust instead keeps her alive. Draven finishing off kills with massive gold lead. This turns into an absolute disaster as they attempt to counter gank here, and it just gets worse and worse.
Some clarification in this chat. This is not Ishtal. This is Ionia versus the Void.
It's even in the title. We actually got the title right this time, guys. Come on. Best Kev Tech game I've ever seen. You shut your mouth. Draven's got 5 kills, as does Jarvan. They're both, like, I mean, they're 5,000 gold ahead. It's a massive gold lead for this early in the game. That said, that also means there's some pretty juicy shutdowns to collect, so it's not looking great, but the game may not be quite over just yet. Stay in the rain, rocking 8 with this on that Lissandra. Draven's already got a BF sword. Those axes are gonna conk. Potential gank happening mid as Jarvan looks. Decides to back off for the time being. He's gonna look for another gank bot side, but is potentially gonna walk over a ward here as he walks through the tri-bush. Waits for a little while. Nautilus and Zeri playing very safe. Jarvan decides to instead do the dragon, walking over a ward, so they're aware of his presence. Whether they can do much about it or not, though. Karthus is trading this for the grubs on the opposite side of the map. Jarvan decides to ditch the dragon and looks for a gank anyway. A very good dodge from Zeri will dodge the Jarvan engage. They decide to back off and disengage. Karthus taking this opportunity to steal the opposing jungler's jungle camps. Darius continuing his pressure on the Mundo with his massive gold lead. Karthus is getting a lot of farm that the Jarvan is not getting. Like, Jarvan's ahead in gold, yeah, but Karthus is catching up with those jungle camps. Bot lane, Draven busy stacking up that passive. Leona fishing for potential engages because her AD carry is significantly more fed than the Zeri. I banned the mid laner, forgot to ban the other players. So true.
Damn, Isaac in the chat, you have a lot of nerve coming into this chat.
That was
after you
dinner,
said-
Isaac.
Uh-huh.
He can't even hear us because he's watching with no audio, by the way.
This is like when Andrew got subbed and then was just typing in chat the whole time.
Raven crashes the wave, has a massive gold lead in terms of CS as well, up almost 30 CS. Knocking some plates off that tower. Jarvan commits to that dragon and decides to finish it. Karthus continues clearing his jungle, now up 30 CS. Still down items, but 5 kills, a lot of gold. Swain rotates into the jungle pit a little bit too late as they get the dragon get out. Karthus ults, but doesn't... Oh, does get the Darius kill with it. Manages to make that a little less close. Darius goes down, Karthus picks himself up a kill. Mundo lives for another day. Considering Darius blew his summoners for that, it's not a bad trade at all. Draven and Leona take a recall, spending their hard-earned gold. I think, is Draven getting a Bloodthirster first? He is. Draven's got a 9-minute Bloodthirster. He's going to be effectively unkillable with 18% lifesteal.
What did they change about Bloodthirster?
It's back to the really old version, the one that didn't have crit. Back when it used to be just AD lifesteal and then gave you the shield. The overshield is back. Yeah, no crit, but Draven wants...
Nice.
With 18% lifesteal, Draven's effectively never going to die. He's got something like 180 AD. 280, yeah. Heals for like 40 in auto. Arthur's looking for a gank mid, potentially. Although ganking Alessandra with ult and flash up is a bit of a difficult prospect. Yeah, Karthus chooses to take the recall instead. Going to take some good trades though. CGL starting to run out of mana. Up quite a bit of farm. Backstop intends to take a recall. Zeri and Nautilus returning to lane. Draven's just been wailing on that tower in the meantime. Draven has finished his Divine Sunder. Karthus has finished his Blackfire Torch. Let's see if that changes things up a bit. Draven's sitting on 130 stacks now. That's a lot of potential gold. If he gets a kill now, it's going to be almost a kill's worth of gold, because he gets 10 gold base plus 2 per stack, and he's sitting at about 130 stacks. 270 gold for a potential kill, on top of whatever he gets for the actual kill. As they sit behind and bait the enemy team into thinking they took a recall to see if they can find engage bot lane. Karthus walking up the river into mid lane, potentially to look for Lysandra, but she's already shoved the wave out and is rotating up to her jungler, who is currently doing the grubs. Darius keeping the Mundo pushed in for the time being means Jarvan and Lysandra will finish that relatively uncontested. Karthus continues farming his jungle camps, ups a sizable amount of CS over the Jarvan. Jarvan claims the grubs. While I'm playing a game of vision control and dancing on engage, the teleport going down bot lane as Mundo teleports behind them. They do see the teleport coming though. Oh, Swain and Mundo, a double teleport as they 5-man the bot lane. Draven managed to flash away from the depth charge, but get caught by the Nautilus hook and gets shut down as the Swain ults. Lysandra engages and gets exhausted and is forced to flash out, ults herself to dodge the Karthus impact. Leona survives with her W just barely. And Draven's shutdown gets claimed there, as he loses a bunch of stacks off that as well.
I can't believe that Nautilus hook hit Draven.
That was kind of bullshit, but that's Nautilus for you. It was a good flash too. He flashed over the wall to make sure to try and make it so the hook couldn't hit, but you know. Swain gets his Blackfire Torch off that. Who got the shutdown? Karthus got the Draven shutdown too. That's pretty dangerous for the enemy team. That double teleport wasn't free though. It did cost him several plates off both of those towers and a bunch of lost farm. Because that Darius is now very ahead of the Mundo. He's gotten to knock almost 4 plates off that tower. I think he is actually going to get 4 plates off that tower. Plus the CS lead he's built. He's going to be up XP. He's up a level now. Up a level and quite a bit of money. And while yes, Draven getting shut down kind of sucks, Draven is still very ahead of this area because she didn't get that shut down. She didn't make too much gold off that. And yeah, Draven doesn't have damage to kill Barry in 4 auto attacks right now. So the shutdown is nice, but bot lane situation hasn't changed very much. They're still very much in trouble, and that tower's about to go.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Karthus is invading the jungle once again, looking for camps to steal. Finds the wolves and sets to yoink those. Jarvan is currently clearing his bot side, while the jungle camps being still in this game. The bot lane rotates mid after they took the tower, lands the solar flare on the Swain and engages. The Draven very much doesn't have damage to kill a Swain. Swain ults, will delay his death for a little bit. Nautilus and Zeri get there in time. Karthus shows up behind, and Draven goes down as the death charge will lock him in place long enough for Karthus Q to finish him off. The 4v2 ends up in Leona and Draven going down. Darius ghosts, forcing Karthus' flash from the hook. And Joe will decide to take that and disengage as the rest of the enemy team collapses.
That looked a little impromptu.
A little NTS. It was a little aggressive.
Yeah.
I get winding gate on the Swain, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
by
think
the time Leona had ulted, Draven was already back. Not towards the center, but he was going in the opposite direction. It didn't look like they were on the same page.
Karthus picked up another shutdown on Draven too.
Yeah, that's like he's starting to get close to his Leandres. It's a pretty big power spike. It's worth noting that Karthus isn't really building for, burst damage, so his ability to kill Draven actually will be pretty limited even in the later fights. Like if Draven isn't CC'd, he's healing for a lot. But Karthus did build to melt through tanks. The engage finds the Karthus this time, though, and without flash, the Karthus is very much dead. Lissandra doesn't trigger a passive, I guess. Nautilus lands the hook on the Flash Claw, misses, the Solar Flare lands, Leona goes down.
I wonder why Karthus didn't help.
Does he have it? Is that a visual bug? No, I'm assuming it's up. It's possible he ults on spawn, but it won't do much now, I think. Nobody's really in kill range of it. Nas takes the recall, they force the mid tower. Window finally gets to wail on the top tower for a little bit. Darius has Cleaver now.
Look at that auto animation.
Bonk. Bonk.
Never seen that.
Darius finally makes it back top lane. That tower's gonna go down though, I think, with the
Blue team's turret
grub stacks on it, yeah. Darius doesn't have a ghost, so it seems the window will live as well. Swain's in a pretty good spot right now. Swain and Lissandra are probably the most even in gold across this game for the time being. Both of them
Karthus
pretty
is,
decent team fight
pretty
monsters.
close as well.
Yeah, Karthus is getting a couple of shutdowns and just being up so much farm because he's still in like 3 topside jungles from Jarvan at this point has closed that gold gap considerably from what it was at the start of the game. The Fed bot lane has decided to use their pressure to leverage a Herald out of it though. Both teams have rotated to top side, excluding the mid laners. It's worth noting that Swain does have teleport and Lissandra doesn't, so it's possible it turns into another 4v5 if Swain decides to TP up here. Darius gets caught by the Nautilus hook and is forced to flash away from the Karthus damage. Leona and Jarvan decide to finish off the Herald and then peel off to try and save their Darius, and the rest of the fight goes off without incident. Zeri rushing a Navori Flicker Blade. Interesting. I've never actually seen a Zeri build that. I wonder how that works. Does that trigger on her Q? Just does Flicker Blade just like give her attack speed because it like reduces her QCD? Huh. I'll have to ask Zach sometime. Jarvan getting that Hex Trigger. What is Swain building? I think that's a Riftmaker. Possibly.
It could just be a Leandries.
Leandries doesn't use Glowing Moat though. Leandries doesn't have any haste in it.
Yeah, he could just buy that because he had enough and.
Should be sitting on it.
haste,
Also
5
possible.
haste.
And haste is 5 haste for 250 gold. Darius looking for potential ganks mid lane on his Zeri,
this
but he's gonna walk
Jarvan.
over a ward. Zeri knows he's coming. He goes for it, and just kind of zones her by sitting on the other side of the wall as Zeri's forced to flash and then dash over the wall to try and get out of that. Because being trapped between Darius' axe and Draven's axes is not a fun place to be. Draven summons that Herald he got earlier in the mid lane to see if they can force a tier 2 tower. Karthus shows up to help clear the wave, but we'll see if that's enough. Zeri was topside after that escape and took a chance to recall, but that's going to give the blue team a chance to force the tower as they get it with the grub burn. Darius finds an engage, but Swain is behind them. They're going to get clapped on once again. Darius is going to go down for that. Draven's out of position, but Leona's coming in to try and field the Draven as well. I think it's a bit too... Oh, the flash hook misses, and it seems Draven might actually live. Leona gets caught by the Karthus wall, but will live for the time being as Lissandra runs interference. Yeah, Swain found a very good flank into the backline there, and that forced the team fight to fall apart. Darius died for it. Cassandra gets jumped on, managed to get the ult off as they dive. Jarvan comes in with the ult and traps the Nautilus, engaging back in as Leona sends it as well. Jarvan runs down the Zeri, but Leona dies in exchange for the Mundo. Draven still has a health bar to play with. Jarvan sends it in with a flash engage and Mundo goes down to a Draven Axe, cashing in a bunch of stacks. Jarvan dies for it, but Draven gets a pretty big cash in. Karthus got another shutdown from that Jarvan though. That Karthus is getting a lot of money. He's probably got enough gold to finish his Leandres now in his next recall. Draven's fishing for something here, but might get caught if he walks into the Swain unawares. Teams group up around Dragon, looking to take the Cloud Dragon. Seems red team will be the one taking it for now. Blue team being forced to take recalls. Draven's got his Infinity Edge now. If he flips a crit, he's gonna hit like a truck. Zeri's very nearly at her IE too, though. Very close. Darius getting forced off the Krugs by Mundo. As Lissandra finishes getting the top lane tower with Darius' help. Wait, okay, there we go. Draven finishes his Maw to deal with that Swain and Karthus' magic damage. Blue team still up roughly 4,000 gold. The gap is about 1,000 gold shorter than it was at the start of the game, whatever that's worth. And a lot of that catch-up gold, I guess, went to the Karthus, which is about the best option you could hope for. Karthus has finished his Leandres and has bought his Seeker's Arm Guard towards his Hourglass. Gives him a stasis to let him live a little longer in fights. Zeri's finisher Infinity Edge. The Draven's roughly half an item ahead now. Darius has fought bot lane to put some split push pressure on the opposite side of the map from the Baron currently being up, as the Baron spawned roughly a minute ago, and has become a contested objective on the map. Mundo takes a recall and finishes his Sunfire. It's now technically up and finished items compared to the Darius, so it's worth noting that Darius is building two different items simultaneously. Swain has also finished his Leandres now. You were right, by the way, he was just sitting on the moat.
Classic.
he might honestly go Riftmaker anyway. I'm curious to see if he does or not. Lissandra is actually getting a Blackfire Torch too, I think. Garvin gets caught here and gets pulled out of his EQ.
Gets hooked out of his EQ.
Ults anyway, dies, but that might cost him the Baron. With the jungler getting picked off. It seems blue team... Yeah?
I'm pretty surprised how passive Ionia has been this game, considering how thick of a lead they had.
They've chosen to knock off some of that passivity now, and they're taking a fight to make sure the enemy team can't do Baron. The Karthus ult's going down, Swain flashes in to get the AoE slow off, but may have overstepped. Oh, Prophet steps back in to catch an axe and beats Cleaver to the face. Darius gets a reset kill, Karthus goes down. Blue team loses the fight, but they do manage to buy themselves some space in the sense that red team can't do Baron anymore with their Karthus dead. That fight almost looked good. Yeah, Lissandra has ult. Doesn't use it, just kind of dies. Okay. She's been holding on to Ignite too, and I get it bringing Ignite to deal with the Swain, but it doesn't really work if you don't set him on fire. Jarvan gets in just in time to interrupt the Swain's recall as he's recalling on a ward. Sidesteps the Swain W and then finishes him off with a Q and an auto. And unfortunately staggered death here because, well, now they're missing their Swain. Raven's at 3 items now, the finished LDR. He's rocking 40 or 50% crit chance now, I think. Yeah, 50% crit chance, 40% armor pen. It's worth noting that LDR no longer has Giant Slayer, so it won't be giving him more damage against Nautilus or Mundo. But 40% armor pen, 40% armor pen. Blue team attempts to start Baron, but immediately chooses to take the fight instead and turns. Nautilus tries to flash out, hooks himself to a wall. Draven follows in a little bit and then chooses to disengage. That Draven ult does so much damage. Darius is looking for a potential hook, doesn't really find anything. Establish mid-priority and rotate away from the Baron for the time being. They might look to rotate back on it. Nautilus is forced to take a recall and had to flash out, so they either look for another fight, clear out some vision, and look for another for their pick, or try and brute force the Baron. Darius is fishing for said pick. They don't really find anything. And are forced to disengage, but do clear out some of the vision. Lissandra and Draven are a bit far up. Mundo's in the river in a slightly precarious position. Darius eating cleavers. Draven fishing for a potential engage. Cataclysm is back up. Swain, however, has respawned and joined his team, and Nautilus has now healed himself up and rejoined his team as well. They rotate to the dragon now. As it spawns, claim the crab. Get some of that vision going. Darius takes a recall and finishes that Triforce. An expensive spike, but a powerful one. The teams need to dance around each other for the late game objective.
Teams want this cloud dragon. This whack dragon.
Floating around it. Draven walks into the river, gets hooked. Uh-oh. Mundo walks into the team, kind of face checks the Draven is still untouched though. Karthus flashes into hourglasses. Swain uses his ult to catch, he catches all their front line and spreads through them. Draven trying to throw axe, gets caught by a depth charge. And the game's a little bit too late, gets slapped by an exhaust and finished off. As they get 5 for 0 clean aced, which is going to cost them the Baron and quite the gold swing, as the gold gap has nearly closed, and after the Baron I think it will be pretty much even.
Yeah, the whole game Ionia looks like they haven't tried to initiate any fights. It always seems that they start outnumbered.
Yeah, it feels like they'd spend more time getting caught by Nautilus or Swain than being the ones engaging, even though they're ones with, Lissandra, Jarvan.
Yeah.
It does feel like Lissandra's never anywhere at the right time, though.
Yeah.
She's like never there on time. Like either
think...
Leona catches somebody or Jarvan catches somebody, but Lissandra's never anywhere nearby to follow up, and she's a lot of that team CC.
Yeah, I think in this game you want to be trying to look for flanks as Lissandra, but...
Yeah, you want to basically catch that Zeri in a chain CC, and either that or you want to keep the Mundo off the Draven long enough to kill him. But neither of those things is happening, and Draven's just kind of getting depth charged every fight and then run down.
Yeah, I do agree with this Ignite comment. It's not doing very much. I get
He's
you
not
want
using
to,
it.
Yeah, I get you want to have like Grievous Wounds for Swain or Mundo, but it's just not worth it.
Great if you press the button, but I don't think I've seen him cast it yet. Granted, I've only checked twice, but I think it's not really useful if you're not setting the Swain on fire. I also think that Malignance plus Blackfire Torch was the wrong approach, honestly, but that's more of a personal thing. Itemization philosophies tend to differ from player to player. They're getting pressured by the Baron waves now, Swain pushing in that bot lane. They have respawned. Jarvan's looking for a potential flank, clearing out some vision. The Swain's gonna get that tower uncontested though. Although if CGL overstays, he might die for this. No, Jarvan goes back to it. It'll just be the Darius. Draven do some chunking to the Karthus. He's over around defensively mid. Jarvan threatening and engaged to keep him off the tower. Darius getting poked a little bit by that burn damage. Yeah, they simply try and wait out the Baron and lose as few structures as possible in the meantime. Darius fishing for an engage. Lissandra moves bot to help catch him. Swain ults preemptively. He gets full combo, the dunk goes off. He does die, but he takes 2 with him. It is a pretty good trade. The Solar Flare goes off to keep the team from catching up to them, and they do manage to disengage. But a 2-for-1 trade while they have Baron buff is incredible, getting rid of 2 defenders. Especially considering Lissandra will allow that team's AoE. Now that only Wave clears Draven autos, and Jarvan Q, I guess. Which is going to make this ending this game here a much more realistic possibility. Jarvan finds a pretty decent engage in Cataclysms, but Zeri dashes over the wall and The Draven's getting run down by Mundo, who's forced to disengage as he walks into the fountain. They do blow Karthus' Hourglass, but they're going to try and end the game here. Draven gets slowed by the Karthus wall. Trying to get close enough to get another auto off. Gets exhausted. Nautilus lands the hook, and the Draven is going to go down to a Karthus Q in the CC. Jarvan, in the meantime, does finish off the AD carry. Misses the EQ. Is unable to do that.
Redemption?
Oh, Jarvan finds another re-engage and does catch the Karthus this time. And lives for it too, but Swain teleports in and is going to finish off the Jarvan with the burn damage.
Put his shoes on for a second, but it's not enough.
Feet weren't fancy enough. And blue team desperately clears the mains out of their base. With Lissandra up though, they should be able to clear it enough to kind of stay in the game. As the red team sits on the timeout bench. Jarvan's got a Shojin to finish. Karthus has a death cap though, that's a 4-item Karthus with a hat. A very scary Karthus. Swain's got his Rylai now, so anybody caught in the grip of his ult is going to find it very difficult to get out of it. Zeri has her LDR now. Armor no longer as much of a concern. Not that the opposing team's getting much armor in the first place, to be honest. It's mostly MR. Mundo's got that new Overlord's Bloodmail finished. He's currently getting 55 AD just from the bonus health he has. Crazy, that item.
Riot really knows how to make these items.
Yeah. Because Mundo already has a passive where he gets AD for being missing health. And that just stacked with Overlord's Bloodmail, so he gets something like... If he drops down to like 30% HP, he's getting something like 150 AD or something, which is a little crazy. I think it's actually more than that. It's close to 300. Teleports in for the fight. Draven already just about dead. He's gonna die to the Karthus Star, Requiem taking his soul. Lissandra finds an engage, but it's a little too late. As Draven shows up to the fight late, gets caught by the claw in his EQ and pulled back in. Looks for a Cataclysm plus Flash, but gets finished off. And Red Team's gonna flip it around and take the game, despite how poorly it started with the invade. Now claim those shutdowns, get that money, turn the game around, claiming a win in the first game.
Very nice comeback.
Indeed. Well played.
Very surprising comeback considering the champions that Ionia drafted.
No void invaded. $5K lead at 8-minute throw. Yeah, they just kind of misplayed every single fight.
Yeah, they just didn't seem active enough.
Like, allowing your massively fed Draven to die every single fight without getting to leverage his absurd amount of damage against the enemy team is a pretty severe misplay, and they did that mistake every single time. I don't think there's a single fight where Draven got to properly auto-attack targets for longer than about 3 seconds before he got slapped by like a depth charge, a Nautilus hook, and exhaust, and then just died to like 3 Karthus Qs.
See this Ionia tried to cheese a win. Copy pasta going on. Even though the Void was the one that invaded.
Yeah, Ionia curse. Before buying heal cut, yeah, like, yeah, that's part of the. That's actually a good point. Their only heal cut was the bramble vest on Darius, and then yeah, Lissandra's ignite until Lissandra finally bought a Grievous. Like, yeah, 50k gold into the game. But like the ignite would have been fine if he just ever cast it. He just didn't use it ever. I wonder how many times he actually pressed ignite that game.
Problem is,
Like
You-
3 times maybe.
you really want to take ignite for like lane, but
Mhm.
it's not like you don't really kill Swain in lane.
That's the thing though. Like if you can kill a Swain,
As
it's gonna,
Lysandra, as Lysandra.
yeah. But if you are gonna be able to kill a Swain in lane, like Lysandra plus Jarvan could probably do it. At least before
Yeah,
six. Before six.
but I feel like that side lane pressure with TP is
Yeah.
just so much more impactful.
Lysandra doesn't have the range or the DPS to kill a Swain, and doesn't do enough damage to beat him at close quarters either because he just out sustains her.
Who
So
knows
with
though? That
Lysandra, you need to fish for like massive impact. You can't play like DPS utility Lysandra. You have to play like burst impact Lysandra because you need to end a fight before Swain gets to do his thing. Because Swain will always do his thing better than you will.
that ignite though might have been huge in the
If Steve
invade.
ever cast it.
I was not paying attention
That
fully
too, yeah.
to
Lysandra,
the
I don't
usage
think the
of it, but
mana. I don't think the Malignus plus Blackfire was the move, honestly. I can get wanting to kind of abuse Blackfire, but if you're gonna do the Blackfire setup, you may as well just run like Blackfire Leandres and just play like a dot build. But like Malignus assumes you want to ult and you want to ult often. At which point you build a bunch of burst damage to make sure whoever you ult dies. But building Blackfire Torch just means like whoever you ult like burns a little bit and then doesn't die because Lysandra can't reapply the burn reliably enough. Her cooldowns are still too long for that, and she's not getting to live long enough in fights and press her buttons often enough to do that. If you can rotate through your abilities several times in a fight, then sure, maybe the damage adds up. But if you can only press all your buttons once or twice, you may as well have like a Shadow Flame or something. But also, yeah, that's actually a good point, Rin, is that Ludens just got buffed too. And I think the move was to play first Lysandra this game, but it is what it is. But yeah, getting the heal cut this late was also an error, I think. Seems we're moving on to game two. I think they're ready to draft for the second game, Maddie.
yeah, I think so. MR.
Did you get the link?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take your turn to eat dinner and swap off with Grant?
I'll wait till Grant's finished. Grant, show the draft. All right, since everyone can't see the draft, Yasuo first ban from the void.
Yone second ban.
Yone second ban for Ionia. Brand Karthus. Void just banned Zed. Surprise, surprise.
Bans are pretty much the same, adding on a Karthus after the last performance to make sure the Void can't use that anymore. Otherwise, they're just banning out Stand the Reigns champions. Mundo catching a ban this game. They don't want to deal with that anymore. What champions they pick?
A, the fabled Vel'Koz for stop.
Ooh. Dennis. Picking up the tentacle squid. Against the Nautilus again. Seeing a redo of the Nautilus pick.
Joe gets his Poppy and decides to pick it in the first rotation because it got banned last time, second. Everyone's pulling out the one tricks.
Joe got his Poppy this game. Decided to pick it in the first round instead of letting the second round bans get rid of it.
Hello, were you AFK? I just said that.
I know.
Hello.
Zach takes Jinx this time instead of Zeri. Curious. Oh, that's a way. CGL got his way. Also picking that in the first round this time to avoid it getting banned. With Poppy and Hui's priorities being moved up. Silas also gets picked up, once again to avoid bans. Stars Line picks that up. What ults does he have to steal? Depth Charge is always a good steal. Rocket's pretty decent. Hui ult can be good. Shen ban. Banning out Hans's Jarvan.
Wukong.
Another jungler that way 2K is known to play.
Yeah, trying to get rid of all the dive threats from him. Wouldn't want someone diving your precious Jinx and Hui.
Well, there's a Silas now, but yeah, with the Vel'Koz instead of Leona
Oh,
support.
Aphelios.
Aphelios. Weapon of the Faithful.
Spicy pick. I've only seen it in an in-house. And it
Can
sucked. I'm just kidding.
Was it Aphelios Vel'Koz versus Jinx Nautilus? Interesting. Okay. It's a Tom Kench top, I think, versus the Poppy. Kench has been unbenched, it would seem.
Diego. I've never seen anyone in BoozeBash play Viego.
You remember base.
I must not
Base,
have been watching.
Basically used to play Viego quite a bit. Pretty much mained him once when Viego first came out. I think there's at least one other jungler that played a lot of Viego too. I don't remember who it was now.
Yeah, there aren't really any ults for Silas that are like groundbreaking.
Yeah, the Nautilus one is probably the best one. Nautilus one's
Yeah,
good. The rest are at
depending
least
on
usable, kind of.
depending on how fed Jinx is, probably want that Nautilus ult.
Yeah,
If you're ahead,
Viego's
I
is
guess.
nice for a like I mean, it gives you a blink and some execution damage.
Yeah,
Um,
the slow on Hui's ult could be good for just chasing down anybody.
a lot of potential AoE damage on a team.
Mm-hmm.
And Tumult is good for saving people, I guess. Yeah, I'm curious to see how Ionia's comp is going to work here, because I can kind of see the theory, but I think the Void's comp is just a little more solid.
No cure for fools.
All in on the Joppy.
So I go. Who dares defy my will? It is all you have.
Who questions my ability?
You almost done eating, Grant?
You conned you into casting the whole thing.
Yeah, what the heck? When's it my turn to eat? Wouldn't I love to eat? Dang, we gotta wait another 3 minutes. I was not paying attention.
Mm.
Thought that was the timer for the spectator delay.
No, that was just the draft.
All right, what can we do to entertain the chat?
Well, it's time for you to sing California Girls, right?
Is that what everyone wants?
Come on, Chad, back me up on this one.
Does anyone want that?
Come on, chat.
Freestyle. I'm not Zach.
We have one yes for California girls.
Alright, I'm gonna need a yes from someone in the tournament.
This is your chance, friend. Oh, there's Ben. Yes. And Typhoon.
I meant in the real tournament, guys, not Hex Tech.
Well, he's moving the goalposts, guys. Typhoon, we're saying yes to getting Maddie to sing California Girls.
It's too late. We only have a minute. Sorry.
Excuses, excuses. We will remember this, Maddie. Typhoon!
Alright, Typhoon, that's just a little racist.
He knows he can't do it. You're being challenged.
Can I do the monkey noises from the documentary?
That's a better idea. Go for it.
You gotta pay premium for that.
I think we're just getting robbed here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Not really.
Yeah, I didn't think so. You're robbing the people of their experience.
I can't give you monkey noises. But I can give you monkey gameplay. As we head into the second game.
Alright. Betrayed we are. Rearrange the scoreboard real quick. Okey-dokey. Think potential invades? No, mostly just looks like counter stacking.
Looks like a 5-point angle from both teams.
It's a heal barrier bot lane.
Oh?
Azophilios.
Looks like Ionia wants to invade actually.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Blue team 5 points, 5-pointing. Red team stacks up in a bush.
I may be outnumbered.
Possibly just saying there's a counter invade mechanism, but it seems they're not going to invade even with the Nautilus this time around. Flipping the script a little. Flashing
Please
a new
stop
mastery
these.
icon.
Please, please, I don't want to see
I kind of like
these.
them. I kind of like them.
I hate them.
They're very shiny.
They're so not funny.
Azalea, the correct term for Joe playing Poppy is Joppy.
It's Jover when he's choppy.
Yes. Joppy, yeah.
Alright, I just want to see everyone spam Joppy when he gets a kill. So, never.
We're starting on opposite sides of the map this time. We go starting Raptors, and Jinzao starting on the red buff. You might see counterpathing this game. Means interesting counter gank opportunities. Joppy clapping him with them grass procs. Otherwise, they started off relatively peacefully. CGL pushing for level 2 mid lane, looking for aggressive trades. Nautilus constantly fishing for a hook off that level 2, looking for a possible hook. Threatens it. That's not to commit. Jinzao looks for an early gank top side here. Viego's clearing out his Krugs and will be potentially available bot side very soon. Backs off and goes for a potential gank mid actually, with the Hui actually relatively overextended. Maybe they can look for something here? He's not aware, he's actually going to walk into him. Might get a flash here. The combos land.
Oh.
They don't quite have
Big
enough damage
damage.
though. The ball's on CGL, man, to not flash that. He just face tanks the whole thing. He's like,
Where's
yeah,
the ignite now, huh?
Oh, the two-man trap off the hook bot lane. Vel'Koz forced to flash, heal, and disengage. Very profitable initiation for the Nautilus there. Gets both summoners off the Vel'Koz. It's a very nice set of
Interesting
traps.
that,
for the Jinx too.
That Aphelios took barrier this game.
Well, it did get buffed last patch. It's quite a bit better now. The shield
Yeah.
lasts longer and is bigger.
A little bit longer, a little bit thicker, but there's not a lot of burst.
That's so
Mhm.
Maddie.
Yeah, it's kind of thick now, but there's not really any burst.
Profitable interaction. Otherwise, the map is quite quiet as both generally finish off their clears. Very light trading, but no hard engagements for the time being. Joppy slapping Tom. Oh, gets a wall stun off and a very nice combo. That Tom is running dangerously low on health now. Vel'Koz and Aphelios trying to keep the wave on their side of the map to preclude any other engages from Nautilus, especially with the Vel'Koz missing his summoners now. The next hook might be lethal. Jin's out looking for a potential gank angle here on the Nautilus Jinx bot side. Viego's on the other side of the map, so there won't be any jungle help coming here. He lands the Wind Becomes Lightning. The combo lands on the Nautilus, a little bit of poke goes off. The hook lands on the Vel'Koz, who is currently summonerless. Nautilus forced to disengage as a lot of damage from that Aphelios goes out. Instead of mana, so she can't afford to use too many more rockets. Viego looking for a dive on the Silas is potentially going to find it here. The Fear gets used and the wave gets cleared. Wei's out of cooldowns and health though, so they can't quite force the dive. Zinzao abandons the play bot side and decides to head mid this time. Finds an engage on the Viego. Viego flashes to disengage the chain from Silas. And all the champions are getting very low as they trade summoners and health bars. But he still has his TP. Silas is going to take the opportunity, because he has his as well, to push out the lane and find a favorable back timer. Jinx takes the opportunity to shove out the lane and back. Aphelios buys a call. Jinzao finds the Viego and kills him this time, using his flash to get him.
Oh, where are your joppies? Everyone get your joppies out.
And Jinzao catches the Viego, but kills himself on the engage. Joppy gets that solo kill. Joppy Gaming. Tom TP's back top, Hui TP's back mid as the bot lane flying takes the recall. Styles gets interrupted by a lightning bolt. A severing bolt as the spell's called. And very nearly dies.
Back. Delete those joppy comments.
Joppy gets murdered by the returning Tom Kent. But Joppy got the kill first, so. Looks like CGL's going Blackfire Torch actually on play as well this
Not
game.
the sloppy joppy.
Now that you've put that in my vocabulary, I'm going to use it. One day Stars Line will have a teammate who draws a first round ban. Yeah, not happening unless your name is Lazy Boy. That finds an engage on the Hui, who's currently out of position. The Fear goes off to peel the Silas, but the chains land anyway, and the flashless Hui is going to meet his doom at the hands and chains of Silas. And Zinzao's very pointy spear. Bot lane shoves out again. Aphelios just getting that gold slowly through that call. Mid and jungle decide to take their priority with the Hui's death to claim the grubs for now. Joppy moves down to reinforce. Vel'Koz looking for a little bit of that poke damage. The grubs get finished off. Red team will claim the first 3 stacks of Void Grub. Joppy back in lane, Zinzao taking his recall. Silas rotates back to his lane. As the wave pushes in.
You know what, Luke? I think BoozeBash 12 Piltover clears these teams.
They go past through mid. Sassy to rotation. Ilya's just chilling out and farming, bot lane handshaking waves, which arguably is better for Vel'Koz Aphelios, at least by a little bit. Much more peaceful game. The last game was much more of a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Joppy out here claiming grass procs. Hey Maddie, do we have any mods in the chat that can ban that bot?
Yeah.
I think there's a view bot sale thingy.
You guys see that, right? You know what? Keep him. That's our little pet.
Zinzal gets caught, Viego looks engaged, hopes to disengage them and gets them to the tower for safety. Viego does take the jungle camp though, and has built up quite a gold lead off of that. Zinzal should take a recall. Jinx standing on a ward. Play interrupts. Oh, gets engaged on by Silas. A very good fear to disengage that. Ults him to knock some more health off. Combos out and very nearly finishes him off. If Silas keeps taking that recall, the 7 bolt's going to take his head. Viego comes in for a dive. The fear connects and down he goes. Zinzao arrives, misses the wind becomes lightning, chooses to engage on the Hui instead. Lands the knockup. Viego flashes into stun in an attempt to save him, but the next wind becomes lightning lands. Hui goes down. Zinzao will lose this duel with the Nautilus coming into help, and Viego claims another kill, getting quite fed. I think Joppy so got soloed too. Rip.
Joppy did get soloed. It was a close fight. Not really, but
Floppy
it was
Joppy.
looking
Rip.
close for a second.
Hui's got the black fire torch finished.
Alright, someone ban Luke.
What? 3 Talon strike is so strong we can't beat the Blade of the Ruined King. That's a good sentence.
This is like 3 minutes
Like-
ago when you said win something lightning.
Using the names of spells is fun, okay? And
I did
Zinzao
not
will
like that.
become lightning.
Alright, cast this whole fight right now with the spells.
No.
Go!
No. I'm not gonna do it on command because you didn't do California Girls on command. Actions have consequences, man.
Alright, you're right, you're right. You know, I
Floppy
think
Joppy.
we distracted him there. He would have won if we were talking.
Joppy went for the 1v2 and didn't quite get it. Zinzao does claim the dragon in exchange for the jungler being topside. Bot lane has devolved into a relatively peaceful exchange, which I think is for Vel'Koz's benefit, because he does outscale the Nautilus. And Aphelios and Jinx both scale pretty hard as long as they like to farm relatively unmurdered, I guess. I wonder how Black Fire Torch feels on Hui. I think Hui generally used to go Malignance before, right?
I'm not too sure. He is a long range control.
You lose for Hui spells?
I assume
Yeah.
he's good.
Hui spells, actually they don't have generic names, they actually do have names. I don't know all of them off the top of my head.
I don't know all 10 of his abilities.
No. Do you know any of his abilities? Nope. Yeah, that's what I thought. Zinzao flashes out to disengage. Tom Kench eating his Viego to save him. Silas flashes out as well, all very low. Zinzao W lands, gets the engage off. Everybody's running on like 30 HP, and Hui's gonna pick up a bunch of kills here. They're forced to give the Grobs the fight going pretty poorly, and that Tom Kench is becoming fed to the point of somewhat unmanageable.
Yeah, did not manage to get the 4th grub, the little grub.
The Void Grub spawns.
What do you call it?
Void Grubs, I think, are Voidlings. Void Mites, I think they're actually called, or something like that. Ooh, looking for potential play on the Jinx here, bot side. Viego comes in for the counter gank. Or the gank, I guess. He intercepts and down the river. Vel'Koz walks up and lands a combo on the Nautilus, getting very low. The Aftershock procs. Nautilus flashes away with so little health. Silas TP's in to cover this, as does Tom. And Nas will get away with his life, while Jinzao will lose his.
Like Poppy will get some free plates at least.
Joffy bonking that tower. Oh, the red team remains at a bit of a dive threat as long as Play stands here and keeps chucking spells at him. They will manage to channel the recalls though and get out of that situation. Tom can finally return to the top lane. Poppy's gotten 2 plates, I think, in the meantime. Does engage on the Poppy though. Picks up her shield. Tries to walk her way out of it. Dodges the Q. Foxy's lave a little bit. Dodges another Q. Dodges another Q. There's no way. Joffy kicks it out. Wait. Oh, that Q lands. Dodges the engage. Ults him away and Joffy's out. What a gamer.
What is the opposite of yoink?
Yeet.
Yeet. Nice.
Now finds the engage on the way as Silas yoinks his ult and uses it against him. Diego comes in time to avenge a kill and will claim both kills.
Blue team double kill.
That way he's getting, or that does, Diego's getting very, very fed. But he's not getting any of the kills, so kind of unlucky, but it is what it is. Jinx has her IE finished. Felix is getting close to having his. Blackhawk shows up to defend the mid lane, but is only able to do so much at this point. Diego's got his Kraken Slayer. Does Kraken Slayer do bonus damage to Vel'Koz? Zhao walks over a ward, looking for a Jinx that won't be there. Nautilus and Viego claiming the Herald. That call's almost stacked on Furios, and he has his IE now. Balin's almost perfectly even. Almost. Sal is struggling a bit into Hui. There's not much you can do to get around his sphere, unfortunately. Joffy's still not finished her first item, putting her at quite a disadvantage into the finished Heartsteel on Tom. Rather stacked finished Heartsteel on Tom, actually. Hui finds Zhao in his jungle, messing with him as he tries to clear his blue buff. Smites it to finish it off. Hui rotates back to mid lane. Stats takes the opportunity to walk up and take a recall, finally finishing his first item. Hui finds Zhao again and chooses to mess with him. Forced to dance around the spells. Viego walks up and takes the crab, taking Zhao's lunch money. Blue team collapses on the Infernal Dragon, taking that while the jungler is on the other side of the map. Zhao trades that for the opposing blue buff. That has a Lichbane finish. Hui coming down to look for a potential engage, as is Viego, but red team backs off. Slash comes down to cover the potential dive. Zhao looks for a dive top lane with Joffy on that Tom Kench. Choosing to take the tower first, potentially? Forced to back off. We'll try that again. That tower's getting pretty low. You can crash a wave. Viego brute forcing mid lane with the Herald. Zai's unable to do much to hold it. They do find an engage and kill off.
Oh, that hook!
Flash auto.
What was that?
Bullshit. Both summoners get, all the summoners get blown.
Oh no, Joffy's in trouble.
Yep. Joffy gets finished off, mid lane collapses as well. As Silas goes down. Xin Zhao's left standing with nothing but ashes and regrets.
Things aren't looking great here.
Yeah, that's putting it gently. Things are not good. There you go, stealing camps. As the game seems to tilt further and further to one side.
Yeah, I wonder how Ionia is even going to come back with the way the comps are like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know what
constructed.
their comp is supposed to accomplish, but at this point, the answer is not really anything.
Like they just need constant picks, but I'm not sure they're going to get them.
Hui's a little too good at protecting himself for that to work reliably with champions that engage us linearly as Silas and Xin Zhao. And quite frankly, their team just doesn't have a way to deal with Dunkench. Not until Aphelios has like 3 items at least, and not sure the game's gonna last that long.
Zach's just going to stack Z's here. Is he building Hurricanes? Hurricane still build out of that?
I think so.
Alright, can Joe get himself out of this with the rest of the team coming up here?
Yeah, they're gonna run to the Viego in the jungle and the Jinx. The Viego's very fed, so they have to play a little carefully around him. Looks like Joppy might go down here.
No. It
Oh,
wouldn't have mattered anyway, but... Got the BM. Oh, no.
the BM. The Heartbreaker flash
Tom
is
Kench
Joppy's
hits the
face plant.
stanky leg. Oh man. Someone clip that. And
Joppy pulls an obby and face plants into a wall.
stand the rain going in, hopefully trying to get some money back, but
Gonna burn out the Blackfire Torch on Leandre's.
he's dead. That's unlucky. Hey, he's down a whole item. It's a rough
Yeah.
fight. Wait, 2K can clean it up maybe.
Oh, flashes, misses the W.
Oh no,
Trying to get into dash range, but gets peeled off by the spear.
he might just die.
Oh, he misses the second one too. Yeah, now he's in
Is he
trouble.
engaged on the Frother here? He is down. I think we're looking. Might be
Zach
looking
tower
at
dives
the-
and lives with 20 health. Wait, Joppy! Claims him with the thrown hammer. Blackcause lands a decent combo, gets some damage off. Doing as much damage as he can. The Nautilus goes. Joppy's gaming right now. Wait. Oh my god, Joppy. Where are your Joppies, chat? Where are your Joppies?
Kind of feels like Ionia got that 5K gold lead at like 5 minutes. Well, it was before 5 minutes. It was around 5 minutes, something like that. And then they were just content with that and decided to stop playing the series. Because it's been so lopsided ever since.
It was a PD, by the way, on Jinx. She's completed a Phantom Dancer.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Zach does like Phantom Dancer a lot. What's going on in chat? Can I
Yeah.
show this on screen?
Yeah. This is
Okay,
them
cool.
talking about the place.
I
Kit
can't
being
trust my
confusing.
friends is the real issue, so that's why I turned the chat off.
Mostly just Xin Zhao saying it'll probably go better if I learn what Hui Fear looks like, and Zach saying I don't know what Hui does and I refuse to learn. And Stu Job mentions that Hui is a very good kiting maid. Looking for a potential play both on the Dragon Pit and the Baron Pit. It's gonna get kind of interesting. Red team establishes dominance around the Baron Pit positioning. They find the Viego out of position, force his ult and get him very low as Hui peels off the Silas and chunks him out a bunch. There's a TP going down from Joppy, collapsing on the blue team here. Viego's forced to potentially collapse.
They forgot about Prophet. They left him by himself. Oh no. Okay. And they're diving. What do we got
And they
here?
over
They're
the
dying
dive.
in the dive.
And Jinx gets a bunch of excited procs and just rips through the whole team.
Blue team double
We
kill.
had
Yeah.
a good chance of seeing a Penta there. That would have been nice to see early in this
Helios got
tournament.
abandoned
But
and murdered brutally.
Basmer and Zach, 2 Lions fans, cleaning up there. Bill's Lions.
That's sloppy toppy toppy cannot be stoppy. There's nothing going on in chat to answer that question.
Yeah, no. It's just
team's turret has been destroyed.
That's a
He's
13k
20.
gold lead, by the way.
Yeah, look at the chat. 22 minutes in, Vel'Koz finally gets their first item.
Yeah. Technically second, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, Zazek's Realm Spike and Leon
Oh
Blade's
yeah,
finish.
I mean that's. Does that
Jinx
count?
buys
Is that
Wild
something
Arrows.
You buy? Because that's not a.
Ooh. I don't wonder how that item works on Jinx. I wonder if it's good with minigun. Oh, it probably AoEs people, doesn't it? The Wild Arrows?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Be able to spread bleeds throughout the whole
Who
team.
is Yun Tao? Do we know?
Yuntal? I have no idea. Lore-wise, I don't think so, but it sounds like probably an Ionian archer. Vel'Koz. Joppy better go down. Joppy goes down. The last rocket from Jinx. They get engaged on a very short corridor. That depth charge knocking up a lot of team members. With Vel'Koz throwing some decent disruption. They've gotten the pressure they needed to try and get a Baron, though. As they walk into the red buff, Xin Zhao finds himself a Tom Kench. That Baron's melting away very fast, that Jinx. Baron claimed. Now they're gonna head mid to see what they can do with that pressure. Tom looking for potential engage of some kind. Aphelios at 1.5 items while Jinx is sitting on 3. Causing a little bit of poke damage. Nautilus with the flash hook. Aphelios flashes with the way hook lands on Vel'Koz.
no.
Tom re-engages. Wait, checking spells. Xin Zhao's gonna potentially go down there. Flashes the Viego, gets caught killed anyway. Tom's kind of waiting for the enemy team.
Penta.
Joppy booking it. Dodges the whale.
This would be the easiest
not
pick'ems
wrong.
points.
Team steadily gets finished off one by one. The
An
Infernum.
automatic 50 points to know who has a penta.
The Infernum ult finishes off the Jin.
Game 1 was pretty interesting with the comeback. This game, not so much.
Yeah.
They're just,
Aphelios gets caught by the combo and terminated. The depth charge hits the Vel'Koz as he gets CC chained and murdered. And yeah, that game's going to be a bit of a steamroll.
Hashtag Purple Gang. Carrying Purple Gang through the first week. Thank you, The Void. Appreciate that.
As the Void wins game 2 as well and makes it a 2-0 victory.
That was surely a game.
That it was. Worked with
Alright,
Renan.
talk to me
but
about
that's
game
about it.
3.
We could,
What game?
Zach, you want to join? I don't know if Stars Align wants to join. We do have captain's chats after the game for those who want to. Come one, come all.
You want them to do what?
Hey,
Come.
Hi, Zach.
what's up?
Nice. Well played.
Nice.
I don't think.
How does
Noxus.
Flicker Blade work on Zeri,
Let's-
by the way?
Let's try to get this.
Mm.
Sorry to interrupt. Let's try to get the captain's chat over quick. Then they could stream here for. We've already got
Oh,
everybody
okay.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But great comeback. First and
Yeah.
foremost, were you classic Zach fashion? Like, all right, let's just think about the next game. Go.
No. After the level 1, we were like, all right, it's fine. And then the bot lane fight in our jungle where everyone died and none of them died. Like, I was actually just laughing at how funny it was. We just fucking screwed everything up. I was laughing so much, but we kept it cool the whole time. We were actually like, even though we were down 5k and on 1 to 12, we were never really worried about it for some reason, even though we had a lot of reasons to be. Purple gang,
Hashtag purple game, purple square emoji, of
purple
course.
square emoji.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That first game was more fun, honestly, even though we got shit on early, because the comeback was just so fun.
Very good.
I think we just outdrafted them both games really, 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 really hard.
Very good comeback. Yeah, game one
Yeah.
they didn't have the most damage. They couldn't
Game
really...
one, I think it was at least somewhat competitive. And then game two, yeah, you outdrafted them by a mile. It wasn't even close.
I mean, if their draft was better in game one, we probably just 15-minute loss. But
I think it wasn't so much the draft as it was the execution. I think they had the
just-
champions to do that. They just did it
yeah,
poorly.
maybe they just had like no range. They were all engaged, but then we picked Karthus and Swain, who are fine with getting engaged on. So like even if
Yeah.
they all in and kill me, I have like it was just like an instant win when we picked Swain, I think.
They had the gold lead to win that game too, I think. They just executed really poorly.
Yeah, certainly both. But we kept it cool and we
was a
pulled
good
it
comeback.
back. Yeah.
Especially when you see a bunch of those shutdowns going on Karthus, you're like, uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Once we got one or two of those, it was like we actually felt like we were stronger, even though we were still down like 10 kills.
Karthus racking up money. He was also spending all that time Jarvan was spending early game ganking. Karthus was spending stealing the opposing jungle, and he caught up in that gold lead very fast.
Is that second game about to go live? Like, do we need to stop or are we chilling for a few?
I think they're starting at 9, so we do still,
Oh, we still have
some
10
time.
minutes.
We got a
Yeah.
bit of time, yeah.
So
Star's not coming.
no, I don't think so. He left their call.
Does he have the role
Does he?
or caster booth?
That's a good question, but he's not in. He left the chat pretty quickly, but he probably
Yeah.
doesn't.
I think game 2 is how we expected game 1 to go, but then we just, things happened.
I'll just open the channel and give. Oh, captains can join. They don't need the role.
Oh, okay.
Does Quick Blades work on Zeri-Q? Or Flicker Blade, I guess it's called. So it does technically give you attack speed.
The active on Zeri-Q is functionally an auto attack in every way.
Well, it's an auto attack and a spell, so it like procs itself.
I don't know. They changed the spell interactions, so it doesn't give you Sheen anymore. So I don't know exactly how it counts as a spell. Like, I think they made it so that the zap on the little right click is the spell, and then the Q autos are just autos, if I'm correct.
Did you buy the wild arrows on Jinx as an experiment?
No, I think that's actually a pretty good item on Jinx. It's like a
Okay.
lot of people are building it. It's a ton of damage.
Minigun stacks that bleed very fast, doesn't it? And rockets puts on everybody.
I think like usually the consensus Jinx builds right now is like IE into Phantom or Runons, and then probably third would be LDR or the thing that I don't remember what's
Wild
called.
arrows.
Yeah, Wild Arrows.
Mm.
I picked Zeri though, and then realized, oh shit, this is the new patch. I don't know what to build, so I had to like look it up while we were loading it.
I wasn't expecting the Flicker Blade either, but otherwise the build seemed to work pretty good.
Yeah, BF into Flicker Blades or Hurricane seems to be what people do. Yeah, fun series. Purple Gang gets a dub on the week.
Well executed. Well done.
I think you're an honorary Purple Gang because you're Cassidon, so you're purple.
Damn right. I was the original Purple Gang before it was cool.
But we can, I don't know if you guys want to talk about anything else, or if you want to give them the stream.
You co-casters?
Nah, I was just typing purple gang in a highlight, so I
Purple
purple.
Gang.
Yeah, that's all we got. I'm not opening this message, Fudge Cat. I don't know what you said, but I don't know. I don't open messages on stream anymore.
All right, let's check the receipts. Typhoon got points for our voting on us. That's good. Who else?
It was me. I voted on you guys, of
Hell
course.
yeah.
I refuse to open these messages.
Well, all right. Fun stuff.
Yeah, GG's everybody. Hell yeah, Basmer coming in. Let's go.
Shout out to my team for keeping it together in that game one. We all super chill. Nobody despaired at all. Perfect.
All right.
Great.
Yeah, shout out to the Void. They are now 1-0, tied with Ishtal for the lead since both of them 2-0'd. We got Noxus vs. Freljord coming up next. I think Hextech. So stay tuned. That will be coming on in like 9 minutes. Same channel, so you could just like chill here, let it.
They might actually just be going live. Like they're ready to go now, I think.
Okay,
so we can
yeah, I'm
probably
gonna
just
hop off then. Yeah. All right. GG's everybody.
GG's.